Have you ever felt like the world's gone mad? Like the very rules we're supposed to live by are crumbling? We're seeing it everywhere along detentions, shifting definitions of what's right and wrong, and the fall of figures we once looked up to. It feels like a total collapse of justice, and it's hitting us hard. This isn't just some abstract political debate. It's a deep psychological gut punch. It leaves you feeling anxious, maybe even worthless, and caught in a state of moral helplessness. The unspoken question that haunts us is, if the system is broken, do I even matter anymore? Does my effort count for anything? It's a heavy feeling, and it's one we need to talk about. So, where does this deep pain come from? A lot of it stems from a fundamental misunderstanding. We confuse the asterisk institutions asterisk and asterisk laws asterisk created by people with the pure, unwavering idea of asterisk true justice asterisk and asterisk integrity asterisk. We desperately want the world to be fair, and we expect external systems to deliver that fairness. But here's the tough truth. Expectation is the root of so much of our suffering. An expectation is really just a hidden demand. It's a demand that comes from a place of feeling like we're not enough, or that we desperately need something from the outside to feel whole. And when those expectations aren't met, which in a flawed world they rarely are, we're left with disappointment and frustration. We try to control things to force a fair outcome because we're afraid of being hurt. But trying to control the external world is like trying to build a fortress around our fear. It doesn't make the fear go away, it just decorates it. The only real path forward is through acceptance. Not acceptance of injustice, but acceptance that we can't control the external world, only our response to it. When we feel powerless against injustice, many of us fall into a trap. We start playing a role. We become the tireless fighter, the self-sacrificing martyr, trying to prove our worth, to prove we are one of the good ones. If you feel constantly exhausted, drained, like you're doing hard labor for a moral cause, you're probably not acting from a place of genuine choice. You're playing a role. And this sacrifice comes at a huge cost. When you're constantly sacrificing, you block yourself from receiving joy, from accepting good things into your life. You get stuck in the very loop you're trying to escape, forever trying to prove you're not what you fear you are, instead of simply being who you truly are. But what if I told you there's a different way to see all of this? The way out isn't to fight harder, but to change how we perceive the fight itself. Every time you feel attacked, every time you witness an injustice that boils your blood, see it as something else, a call for healing, a call for love. Here's a radical idea. The person, the system, the institution that you find the most infuriating your enemy is actually a mirror. It's reflecting a part of yourself that you've rejected, judged, or buried deep down. Maybe you judge that part as weak or selfish or wrong. Healing this internal split is the first step to real freedom. It's about letting go of the need to be right and instead choosing to be whole. This brings us to forgiveness. And let's be clear, forgiveness does not mean you condone what happened. It doesn't mean you're saying the injustice was okay. Forgiveness is a choice you make for asterisk yourself asterisk. It's a decision to change your own perception, to release yourself from the painful role of the victim. It's a request to a higher power, to grace, to transform the situation from one of pain to one of peace. In fact, you will often find that every problem in a current relationship or situation points directly back to unhealed pain from the past. Forgiveness is how we finally heal it. So what does action look like in a world where justice seems to have failed? It means redefining what true justice is. True justice is personal. It's your integrity. It's your refusal to lie, to give in, to internalize the injustice as a reflection of your own worth. It's not about guaranteeing a victory or getting an immediate reward. It's about holding on to your own moral compass. This is where commitment comes in. And it's a word that scares a lot of people. We think of commitment as a trap, as enslavement, but true commitment is the exact opposite. It's the source of your freedom. Commitment is simply the degree to which you give yourself to something. And here's the secret. No problem can withstand 100% commitment. When you give 100% of yourself without reservation, without holding back, you become unstoppable. You find a place of total acceptance and power. There's a beautiful principle that follows this. Give what you feel you lack. If you feel you lack support, go out and give support to someone else. If you feel you lack love, be the source of love for others. This has to be done unconditionally, without expecting anything in return. It's not a transaction. It's an act of faith that unlocks abundance in your own life. Let's make this practical. How do you regulate yourself psychologically when the world feels overwhelming? First, reclaim your control. Stop banging your head against the wall of things you cannot change, like a court verdict or a political decision. Instead, focus intensely on the small things you can control: your reaction, your integrity, and most importantly, your level of commitment to your own values. This is where your true power lies. Second, embrace your feelings. The pain, the anger, the fear, the guilt, these are just forms of energy. They need to be felt. If you try to avoid them or push them down, you only prolong your suffering. The only way out is through. By allowing yourself to truly feel these emotions until they pass, you are actively healing yourself. And third, choose blessings over worry. Worry is a form of attack. It's a prayer for what you don't want. Instead of dwelling on negative outcomes, consciously choose to bless the situation. Bless the people involved, even those you disagree with. A blessing is the antidote to fear and the feeling of sacrifice. It's an affirmation of your power to bring light into a dark situation. Ultimately, your fulfillment doesn't come from what you do, from the roles you play or the sacrifices you make. It comes from your essence. Who you are at your core is naturally attractive, creative, and purposeful. You don't need to prove it. I want you to see yourself as the star of your own life. Not in an arrogant way, but as someone who shines light and love simply by being. When you recognize your own intrinsic value, it allows others to see the light in themselves. That's how real healing spreads. The fact that you feel this pain, this moral outrage, proves that the lie of worthlessness has not become your truth. Your pain is a sign of your integrity. So here is your call to action. Choose commitment over fear. Choose forgiveness over bitterness. Choose your own integrity over validation from a broken system. Trust that true progress happens when you stop resisting and start moving forward from a place of inner strength. When you choose to find your own peace, your own heaven, right here and now, you begin to bring that heaven to earth for everyone. Thank you for listening.